Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are. What are you doing? Whatever you're doing, and hope you're lucky enough to be doing it too. I'm Bushka on Blitz, and I'm doing it today in a variety of tanks. We're going to be doing it all over the world in a variety of tanks with all kinds of people, just like the Ammo Whack competition. Thanks very much for everyone who participated yesterday in the Ammo Whack competition on the NA server. I'm going to post the Asia server Ammo Whack competition stream this afternoon, so people can line up and get ready for that. Basically, all you have to do is shoot me in game on the Asia server, and you submit that screenshot to bushkacomp@gmail.com, and you go in and draw for some wonderful prizes and a grand prize of a T-34-85 victory, courtesy of the boys and girls at Wargaming. It's run by the patrons, by the way, so hats off to the patron community there, particularly JC Ware, Positive Waves, Baron, Point Blank on Blitz, AK helped with the voiceover, Martin Dogger, who is a community contributor and a patron on the EU server. All you guys were wonderful, and without you, that comp wouldn't be going on, and everyone should be very thankful. And if you would think of sponsoring the channel, you probably should, because it's a great channel and it's great people and we have a lot of fun. We do training events. We just did an EU training event. We had a lot of fun doing that. We've got an Asia training event coming up, actually, either at the end of this week or the beginning of next week, depending on whether or not my wife is going out for dinner Friday night or Tuesday night. That's how we roll. I want to talk to you today about... Oh yes, so become a sponsor. There you go, because I could use more sponsors. I want to talk to you today about just some funny stuff that's going on in game at the moment. Why is everyone driving TDs? I mean, I'm driving a TD. I can't really poke. It's almost like people believe that mediums are now valueless. And I'm not complaining about that in particular, because I think we've had so much more diverse gameplay at Tier 10 over the last few weeks since the medium pen nerfs than I can remember having for an awfully long time. It used to just be so many tanks that were mediums in game, 4 or 5 at a time, and then a whole heap of TDs recently, and then more IS-7s and IS-4s. And I'm not particularly averse to a little bit of a varied playing field. But here we go. I want to speak to, why the hell aren't you having fun? It's a game. I've got mates that play this thing religiously, but they screw with it. They make it a job. Like, it is my job. This is what I do. I make videos for tanks. But why are you making this a job for yourself? I have a very good friend who has had a lot of interactions with the game in which he has been very upset and blown up and yelled and screamed and ranted and raved and uninstalled and left and come back and left and come back. He made the game a job. He gave himself these arbitrary goals that he had to hit, like he had to hit X amount of win rate, and he had to hit an ace in every tank, and he had to hit X, Y, Z, and win this comp and do this. And it's not just one friend either. I got lots of friends like that. And it's part of what drives us, and it's great. It's brilliant. But, like, I was having fun in this run. I was playing this with Swiss this morning. Poor old Swizzle ended up having, not a big meltdown, but he was just like, this isn't doing it for me. And I don't know. We went and played boats as well. I was pissing myself, excuse the language, because I was just driving a little bit silly and having a good time. No one cares, guys. Just no one cares. If you make it important, it will be important. And if you make a big deal out of it, it will be important. But don't fret if you're not getting the best damage and you're not in, the purple stats, or no one else cares in the whole wide world around you. No one walks up to you and is going to think less of you because you're at 69% instead of 70%. No one is going to go, are you blue? When you go down to the store to buy a carton of milk and a loaf of bread. And particularly those around you who love you, your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever it is, they sure as hell don't care what your win rate is. The only person that will grind you under and make you enjoy this game less is you. And that's my sermon for today, because I've seen a lot of people carrying on lately, especially with events coming up, saying it's not fair. Anything that starts with a sentence of it's not fair is generally going to make me think you're going to have to do an amazing job of logic and debate to actually get me to buy in. And anyone that comes up with a whole "it's not fair" thing, just give it a rest. The game is a game. If you're not enjoying it, move along. Do something else. Go for a run. Pat your dog. Play your kazoo. Play it out your bum. I don't mind. This is the E50M. You might have noticed in that last game, gee, I talk a lot, don't I? It's an issue. I was angling all over the place in the Jagdpanzer E100 and dealing death left and right and angling. It's a universal truth that a well-angled tank is a lot like a Grecian urn. Take that, John Dunn. No, it's a universal truth, basically, that you should be angling, apart from the tanks that it's not a universal truth in, like your pike-nosed Russians and things. But for the most part, 90% of the tanks you're going to find in there, again, another arbitrary number, will benefit from a well-angled upper glacis. Now, I've showed you the Jagdpanzer E100. I was going bouncy like a Russian game show host. Yes, but the E50M is another tank that can also perform this kind of feat. Like, it's got a fantastic upper glacis. And despite the fact that medium supposedly got nerfed with penetration nerfs and stuff, like, that's going to hurt an E50M. I mean, seriously, that's not what makes this tank. It still helps. And if you get into the habit and the mindset of shaking your booty left, right again, you are going to be a better, more fun-loving player because you're not going to get wrecked as much, right? Now, I'm all for doing your best and playing your best. I just don't like the whole mindset that when it's not going your way, you spit your lip like a 2-bob watch and want someone to make it all better. Just angle. Make these things habits. Habits are really good, and I've heard so many people carry on about successful habits of successful people and all this, but there's an element of truth in all that, and there is a grain of truth in it. Like, you can actually instill habits in your gameplay that will ensure you win more games, or that you play in a fashion that you find to be more enjoyable. Now, if that's how your boat is rocked and that's valid, then do these things. Secrets, doctors hate him. Just, the bank managers hate him. Fitness instructors hate him. One simple trick. No, it's not that. It's not that stupid ad. If you want to win more games, right, there's something that's obvious that a lot of people just don't do, and that's drive really, really strong tanks. If win rate is everything for you, and it shouldn't be, but if it is, well, that's who you are. If you want to win more, drive better tanks. Like, I play Jagdpanzer E100s. I don't know that it is the best carry machine out there. In fact, I do know it is definitely not the best carry machine out there. But you can drive it successfully. I'm not good enough to win all the time in everything I drive. I'm very, very bad at the E25. I thought I was good at it. I won a lot in it at one point, but not lately. And yeah, I drive it with Swiss, and I drive it with, ruckus kills in that thing. Skate extreme kills in that thing. I'm not good at it. It's just all there is to it. So drive tanks that you're really good at. And you'll win more often. I'm pretty bloody good in the IS4. You saw that poor old mouse just had to smack me with HE because he couldn't pen consistently. And he just hit me with HE for like 50 damage. I'm not good in the mouse, or I'm good enough. I just don't think it's a very good tank. I'm good in the IS4. IS4 is a really good tank. I'm good in the IS7. The IS7's a really good tank. I'm good in the E50M. The E50M is a really good tank. Driver Van Helsing. Stop knocking your head up against the wall of mediocrity just because you feel like you're amazing and you've got to win at a certain win rate in every tank. If you keep doing that kind of rubbish, all you're going to do is make driving the tank a chore where you have to get a set KPI, a key performance indicator, to be happy with the tank. That's what you do at work. You go to work and you've got to make X amount of phone calls and make X amount of contacts, or save X amount of cancellations, or sell X amount of insurance, or freaking, make X amount of hamburgers, or wait on X amount of tables to get X amount of tips. Why are you doing that in a game? Don't worry about that. Just play tanks that you're good at and you enjoy playing and that are fun. You don't have to grind every line. I mean, I used to grind every line just because it was something to do, but it's nice to get landmarks. It's nice to get to 60%. I liked getting to 60%. But make it a general kind of landscape, for God's sakes. So, the first thing I'd do if I wanted to, the secret of being good in Blitz, or winning a lot of games in Blitz, or having fun in Blitz, is drive tanks that you're good at and enjoy driving. Don't force yourself to play a freaking Jagdpanzer 100 if you think the Jagdpanzer 100 is crap. Secondly, make some friends and play with them. And make the kind of friends who think the same way you do. That the game is played in a certain manner. And it's nice to win and all that. But you don't have to win to be friends. You got me? Do that kind of thing. And finally, don't play on event weekends. Because they're all potatoes. No, I'm just lying. There's no secrets. These are just guidelines that you should be using to have a bit of fun, to enjoy yourselves. I know all the stats in the world. I go to sleep and there's stats flashing in front of my eyes, and I know about armor profiles and spaced armor and gun mantlets and about competitive gaming and where, twister cups and everything like that. That's all well and good, but this is literally my job. You guys shouldn't be freaking out all the time about this. It's fun. Make sure you're having fun. And that's what this whole ammo whack competition is about too, by the way. I want to interact with the humans out there and have fun with you guys and enjoy your company, just like I do in a training room with the patrons, where we get together and we hang out and we talk and we have a giggle and take the mickey out of each other and have some banter. And I think it achieved everything we could hope to have achieved the other day. Geez, I've rambled a lot today. A lot on the mind. I hope you're all having a good time. Make sure you keep enjoying the game. Have fun. Subscribe to the channel. Like the videos. Tell your friends. Get more people in here. We need more subs. I'm Bushka on Blitz. Until next time, stay safe on the battlefield.